Good morning, JAMM. I'm Pastor Mike, and this is your Tuesday Devotional. So just a few Saturdays ago, I was visiting the mountains with my family and a couple of friends. And yes, I know at the time, we were still in the thick of the COVID-19 quarantine season, but it was also right around the time when parks were starting to lift their restrictions. So I thought that this would be a good time to go visit to get some fresh air. So while we were driving up into the mountains, it's this perfect temperature, sky's clear, not a single cloud in sight, and then the mountain breeze, and there's this wonderful smell, and it was like we were on vacation. And as soon as we started to enter the place that we were going to, guess what we noticed? We were driving into a mountain of cars. That's right, there were a lot of other people there before us, and the parking spaces were all filled up, and it seemed like there were just cars for miles on end. So clearly, when we thought that this would be a good time to go to the mountains, we weren't the only ones. Now, it was at this moment that we started, the people in my car, we started to say things like, "This is crazy. Why is everyone even out here? This is the quarantine season. Everyone should be home, right? Aren't they being a little inconsiderate?" Now, if you thought those comments to be a little strange, then good, you're onto something. And that's because that we were saying these things while we were among the people, complaining about there being too many people while adding to their numbers, right? We call that irony. Now, the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 3 to 5 says this: "Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye." Now, Jesus was basically saying, don't judge others when you yourself are flawed too. Now, what I don't think he meant was for us to try to be pure and blameless just so that we could say other people are wrong. As a matter of fact, I think Jesus was trying to caution us, to tell us to be careful when judging others altogether, right? And that's because as much as we love to say this and that about the world around us, as much as we think that we are great judges of character, when it comes to ourselves, we often fail to hold ourselves up to the same standard. And this is because only God is the true and righteous judge. Remember Adam and Eve? And I think the Bible makes it pretty clear that it's when we start judging good and evil on our own terms, in our own minds, when things start to really go downhill. So here's a reminder for you and I today. We're supposed to be able to tell the difference between right and wrong with the heart of Christ. This is true. But it's not our job to judge or to correct or to change others. May we turn to God daily, that He would renew our hearts so that we can be gracious and loving to others. And may God give us the power to lead by example and authority, and not with empty words. And the people of God say, Amen.